Bears. If I said Caleb and the Bears are going to make the playoffs this year, is that ridiculous?
It's not probable, but it's not ridiculous. Look, I think the NFC North is going to be really one of the most tightly contested divisions in all of football. And probably 1 through 4 will have some of the best play in the entire National Football League this year. There is nothing but youth, firepower on offense, exciting quarterback play. This team has improved, this division has improved defensive play, but this team in particular, as quickly as he can get up to speed, will really determine the fate of this football team because offensively, they got an offensive line, they can run the football, they got perimeter weapons. Shane Waldron and Caleb Williams have to get on the same page. So they will be right there. I just don't think it's probable.
Okay, so let's talk about this because I was trying to think about this. I think it's absolutely probable. I don't think it's ridiculous at all. I think the Chicago Bears will make the playoffs. Do I think that they're going to win the division? No. But I think they'll absolutely make it in the wild card. When you do the math, when you look at the teams, it's a little bit harder because you would have to really look at these individual matchups and try to figure out what the records are. But I think when you do it, I got the 7 teams already. I mean, it's going to be the Eagles, the Lions, the Packers, the Bears, the 49ers. I knew I shouldn't have done this all off the top of my head. The Falcons, and probably the Rams. I mean, when you look at the other teams, like who's going to be able to surpass the Bears in the wild card? Not the Dallas Cowboys, although again the Cowboys have the benefit of playing the Giants and the Commanders. So that is that is where some of these other teams can leapfrog, but it's not going to be the Carolina Panthers. It's not going to be the Buccaneers. It's not going to be Seattle. So it's like, we got to get teams. These teams got to make the playoffs. So I think I'm just failing to see how the Bears wouldn't be able to. Again, I understand the question. If it was a harder question, would be the division. Who's going to win the NFC North? Because I think the NFC North is a gauntlet. I think it's going to be insane, and it's going to be can't-miss TV. You're going to want to watch every game, even if you're not a fan of any of those 4 teams and you're just a fan of football. You would absolutely want to watch those games because it's just going to be so intense, so exciting, and just fun, hard, physical football with also great young minds from coaching, from the players. Like it's just going to be great modern day football, and I can't wait for it. But I really do think that the Bears will make the playoffs. I don't understand why it's not probable. The only way it's not probable is if we say that Eberflus is not a good coach. If we say that Waldron's not a good OC. If we say that Caleb Williams is going to have some severe growing pains and is really going to struggle. Like, that's the only way. Otherwise, I'm not sure how it's improbable. Unless we're saying, like, every single team in the NFC is going to make the playoffs and they're all going to have, like, 11, 12 wins, then I could understand that, listen, since they're in such a tough division, it's going to be hard to get those wins up. But again, if you're saying that you think, like who do you think is going to be in the playoffs then? Because I don't see the Cowboys doing it. I don't see Seattle doing it. I don't see Tampa Bay doing it. Like, obviously, I don't see Carolina doing it. Do I still have this up? Yeah. Right? Like, the Cowboys, I don't see. The Giants, I don't see. The Commanders, I don't see. I think the Vikings will be competitive, but it's hard for me to imagine that they'll be able to sneak their way in the playoffs because I mean, I guess it all depends. They're actually a question mark to me more than anything because I think Sam Darnold is actually a good quarterback, and I think J.J. McCarthy will be a good quarterback with Minnesota, but I just don't know what their plan is from a quarterback situation. But Carolina and New Orleans Saints, I think Carr is a good quarterback as well. So I could see them fighting for a wild card round spot with a team like the Saints. But again, and I know people are kind of high on the Cardinals. I don't see it. But so I don't see the Panthers. I don't see the Saints. Don't see the Buccaneers. Don't see the Cardinals. Don't see the Seahawks. And so that's why I'm going with the Eagles, the Lions, the Packers, the Falcons, the 49ers. And I think the Rams will be pretty good. So I don't see why it's improbable. I see it as probable because I just see that the Bears will leapfrog a lot of these other teams. I think if you had put modern day Caleb Williams, if you put like this year's Caleb Williams on the Bears team last season, they're better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers made the playoffs. So again, it's always tricky when it's division. Will it be one of those weird things where the Bears have a better record than a divisional winner, and yet they still aren't able to, kind of get out there? Like we definitely could have one of those situations unfold. You never know the way how the playoff structure works, but I definitely have a lot of faith in the Bears. Again, I'm on the record saying that I think that they're going to have some of their growing pains. They're going to have some of their issues. I don't think they're just going to hit the ground running and just be this dominant, unstoppable force with no issues, but I see them absolutely fighting for a playoff spot, and I believe they will. So I don't understand the not probable aspect of it all personally. If you want to say that it's going to be hard, that it's going to be difficult, I get that, because it will be hard and difficult. But the not probable, I would love to know then who he's putting into the playoffs. Because right now, in a game, the Bears versus the Cowboys, they're winning. The Bears versus Seattle, they're winning. The Bears versus the Giants, the Commanders, I mean, like any of these teams, they're winning. I got it. So that's why I think at the end of the day, they're going to be in the playoffs, and those teams will not. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? Do you think it's probable, or do you think it's ridiculous or not probable at all, or likely, that Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears will indeed make the playoffs in 2024? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.